Guys, hey guys, oh shit, hey guys, this is Rick. Good morning. I got up early today. I've got my tennis shoes on. I hardly ever wear tennis shoes, but listen, when you're walking around doing a lot of screwing and hammering and all that stuff, it's best that your toes be put away someplace, you know. But you know, I was hoping you guys that we'd fare better with this weather report. It looks like the only thing right now is they've got it coming in as a Category 3. They're still pretty kind of mean. So, you know, there's a chance that you may not hear from me for some time. I'll do my best to do something on the telephone, but I don't have one of them telephones that gives you all this time. So maybe that's what I should do, is just go and get more time on my telephone so I can talk to you through it. Because, you know, it can be pretty devastating. I've been down here for 30 years and I put up with this. I don't necessarily, the idea of loving a hurricane is actually that everyone leaves and it's just the people that truly love and live in this town that care for it. And we're here to take care of it through hell and high water. And what happens is that when you try to run away from a hurricane down here, even though it's, you know, it's something that you probably should do, you have to go like to China. You know, my family's in St. Petersburg, you know, and that very well could be a problem too, you know, but when you run away from up here, you run right into where it's going, and you'd rather find yourself in places that love you and know you than to be in, you know, in places that no one knows you and no one gives a damn about you. And so this has been my thing for a long time, is that, you know, if our little island grows and becomes something really beautiful, I'm connected to its jugular, I'll grow with it, you know. And perhaps that something, if it went low and everything, I'd stay with it, I'd stick with her. Because this place just seems to be my lifeblood. I just absolutely love Key West. So, you know, it's kind of sad to think that she could be going through something that could devastate her and other people's lives and their belongings and things. I don't have a whole lot of anything. And without my dog, I'm a lot freer this time around. And but anyways, let's not talk about that stuff, all right? What you're supposed to be getting out of these stories is the similarities, you know? And don't tell me that this is just a coincidence, you know. I'm bringing in all these other stories, these things to show you that it takes the heat off of the, oh, well, these are religious texts, you know. And I said, yeah, these are religious texts too, you know. Jack and the Beanstalk, yeah, there's your religious text as well. So take the heat off. Not only that, because it's just that we just don't care to battle religion. This is, you know, take on the big world, take on the whole world if you want to do that, you know. We're just, you know, I think the way it works out is that it doesn't take a whole lot of light to keep a balance in this world. So it's not one for one. One can do a lot for many people. And so, you know, we're not worried about that idea of being so far behind that we can't catch up. But catch up indeed we should try, you know, to go into the narrative that we're just going to die and stuff like that. It's just that the dogma and these stupid ass mother people are going to take us with them, you know. Well, you know, they're only going to take our bodies, you know, the inside of us that they think is going to rot in hell somewhere can't, you know. It goes on forever and ever and ever, and it seeks out another womb and pops back out again. It'll come alive. That's what happens in this particular phase, no matter what. You know, it'd be a shame, you know, to come back again into some peril where I won't get the chance to be this kind of guy and being free. So it's interesting that through time that people were able to unmask themselves from religion, like being an American, you know, that we were supposedly, you know, free to do whatever we want with our religion, that we could be freer from it. I think that was the whole idea. But, you know, when those Protestants and guys came, you know, the Puritans came, they have very much religion. If you didn't listen to them, they still killed you, and they still put you in blockades, and they still cut your head off, and they still burned you at the stake. So, you know, you never really had any freedom away from that, you know. It's just this modern times has given us the ability to think on our own. At the same time, you wake up and find, I haven't been thinking on my own ever. You know, they just made it look like I was. So, this wonderful little story, you know, of which Jesus sheds the light on, in which Krishna shined the light on, in which Buddha shined the light on. All these stories came about in the same era of enlightenment, when it was time for us to shirk this animal side of us and become, you know, a little more spiritual. That's why all of our signs have got an animal, a type of animal and person in them. It's the animal side of us and the spiritual side of us sharing the same place. And that, you know, that the animal still runs wild on Earth, you know, and that the Earth it belongs to, you know, Satan and his cohorts, you know. That's it. It's the synagogue of Satan, you know, of churches, everything out there in that world of beta conscious is his, you know. Only little spirit inside of you belongs to, well, that one belongs to you, but it's God's. And God is both of these things, bad and good. That's why you get the choice. But, you know, we just have noticed lately that it's kind of on the darker side, you know, and it has been for a good long time. And it's amazing how often we find these little stories all telling us about how to go home. That's it. It's not telling me much anything else. All these stories are having wonderful little things, you know, but they're telling us where the temple is and what it looks like and the spiral staircase to get up into it and what leavened bread is, you know, and we're finding out that, you know, about thinking and how we need to be in complete darkness, for the day of the Lord is going to be darkness, that's sixth chakra, while we're out there getting even, you know. That this winds up being, you know, the part where it's so simple to show us how we think and how we feel reflects in the world around us. And so if there's chaos and filth and pollution and whatever, and that's just what you have on your insides and it's what you have on your outsides. It's just that easy. And so this state of mind that they call Israel in our Bible is all in Nirvana and other places. The idea of this beautiful, the Shangri-La, you know, this beautiful place, mythical place. Of course, they say you can never get there because they hide that from you. We find that, yeah, heaven is at hand. Yeah, it really is. It's at hand. It's at hand. That's what they say. And all you need to do is grab a hold of your staff, place it into the earth, and then it'll bloom. It'll give you fruits, you know, it'll bring the leaves is some shade, I guess, you know, and something to eat. This is your meat. So it's the idea of feeding you the truth, which you just can't find that on the outside. Beautiful stories, you know. Do your best to try to just put religion aside and look at this as like a way of working a muscle that eventually you get stronger and stronger and stronger, and that the child inside of you grows as you grow, and it doesn't let you go, you know. Only you let it go. That's how it works. But the way these stories work in threes, you've gone up there, you know, you've gone up there a bunch of times. Well, the first time, like with, let's take Jack and the Beanstalk, you found out where the money was. The first time. Second time, you found out that you were the money because that's the goose with the golden egg. And then the third time, you learned that if you were in harmony with yourself and you held on to the harp as well, and you had the four strings, or you were the fiddle, and they were all together and in line. Oh my God, what a beautiful thing we have. And we've learned in our Bibles that if you, just as simple as it says, if you can look at the words of these parables, and you lend an ear to it, and you look at them, and you lend that eye to it, and then with your heart understand what it means, and that's why I'm doing this. Because it kind of it puts you over the hurdle just like that. It's like, wow, how cool is that? It makes all my hair stand up on my arms. Can you see it? Can you see it? They all are. They're standing almost straight up. And they do that all the time. That's electrical. But anyways, I'm going to spend some time uploading this and getting ready to go out. I'm going to go brush my teeth and all that mess. Find something to eat. Listen, you guys. All of these stories, there's plenty more to come. You know, I said I'd be repeating myself, but, you know, I'll just repeat with a different story from time to time. Alright? See my shirt? Spiritual Gangsta. Yes. Got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Alright? I'll be back. Count on that.